Welcome to Hobby Nonsense. It's another episode. Here's the thing. What you might or may not hear, I don't know how we really want to do this. Ray just did an introduction.
Pecan pie?
Which is the ASMR version of Hobby Nonsense. And I feel like maybe it's a thing. Like, I think he might be onto something. I'll tell you, the hairs on my arms stood up. I felt like I don't know, titillated.
Yeah.
Is that the right word? In a totally normal.
Titillated.
Yeah. I needed to define that word and make sure it has no other context.
How many points is that on
define
Scrabble?
Titillated. Titillating, that's another. So titillated. Oh, hang on.
Ooh.
It might have something to do.
Yeah,
hang on, scratch that.
It sounds like one of those words like you say it and you're like, man, I don't like the way that it sounds, like moist.
Well, I thought it just stimulate or excite, but I thought it was more than like in a platonic way.
Okay.
But how I'm so the sentence, it says these journalists are paid to titillate the public.
I don't like that.
But here's the thing.
That's like a verb. I'm titillating you.
Yes, it is. It is a verb. I am titillated, which I just thought stimulate or excite. If you go on the definition, it says, especially in a mom and dad way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and backtrack that sentence. Welcome to Hobby Nonsense. Ray's back from Florida.
I'm here, baby. We're back from Florida.
Solar Ray got a little sun,
I get my power from the sun, Jesse.
Vitamin D. It's a good one. It's a good
Superman.
vitamin. Tell us about the shirt you're wearing for people who can't see it quite yet. If you're not watching on YouTube,
you guys need to come over to the YouTube and check out the shirt. So, of course, in Florida, there's kind of a little bit of a backstory behind this shirt.
Tell us.
Okay, so I am wearing a what do they call it? Like
art, spray art? No.
What is that called? Like airbrush shirt. I went to Destin, Florida, so it says Destin, Florida.
You go to Destin or any part of like the panhandle of Florida, you are going to get an airbrush piece of clothing.
And there's a Charizard on it as well. And the thing is, when I was as a kid, Jesse, and I see all these in middle school, all these kids coming back from their spring breaks and their vacations.
Yep.
And they come back with the fresh, crispy airbrush t-shirt.
Customs.
And when I was a kid, I never had the opportunity to take a vacation. I never had a friend that offered.
Yeah. I didn't go. Did you ever see me wearing an airbrush killer shirt like that? No, because maybe we did go on an occasional vacation, but we could never afford the luxuries of these other kids. So I
never had a friend offer to take me on vacation.
No one ever took me on vacation. I had to go with my parents.
So I went to Walmart and there was like an airbrush section there of t-shirts. And I'm like, you know what? My 13-year-old self would love an airbrush t-shirt. So I have myself my first ever.
Wait. I thought it was a custom one.
It is custom.
Oh.
My first ever.
Wait. So you did or did not buy this at Walmart?
I did. But there was like a...
Oh, there's like a person there doing it?
Yes.
What? At Walmart?
At Walmart.
That's how you know you're in airbrush country.
Yes.
Right there.
At
Wow.
Walmart.
That's amazing. Well, we got a lot to talk about on the show.
We have a lot to talk about.
Ray was out last week with that, and he wants to follow up on some comments from Alex of Clever Cuban Cards.
Are we
No.
I'm
giving more of like a summary. What do we have to expect on today's show?
Ooh. A rundown?
Rundown. The rundown is something I just created.
Have like one of those things like on ESPN where that's like it tells you everything that we're going to talk about and we hit it.
When I first started doing podcasting and I was doing like all the producing and maybe occasionally would be like on the pod, I would always do that. I would have him do a rundown and I would put a graphic on the screen with
what
the
is
little
that part?
points.
Your interruption?
No.
Or just like, like the two people that they've been doing it forever. They're sports journalists.
You mean like what I don't know. I just did it on SCN. I don't know what they did it originally on.
Okay.
So yeah. But that being said, your rundown includes Labubu talk.
Ooh.
Disney, Topps Disney products.
Okay.
More of them and different ones.
Question mark.
And questions of what's going on. We've got auctions, we've got huge sales, and we've got national experiences, all with a little extra flavor and pepper in as we go. Maybe we start with the big one that just came out today, which was the Labubu sale. Now, I say the big one that came out today because there was a public sale of Labubu on Topps' website. Here's what's interesting.
And we're talking about the Topps trading card Labubu.
Thank you.
Let's make sure we clarify
just so we are sure everybody who is a reseller is listening. We're talking about the cards that Topps is making. They are not going to be allocated to breakers or shops. I was just assuming that would be the case. This was a Topps.com only release from what I'm told. And it was gone pretty much instantly. I tried to get you and I tried to get BJ Kroger out there trying to go out and, hey, I got my max. You could only get 10 boxes or one case. Fun fact, the moment it hit, I think it was like 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. Central Time today, hit refresh. It showed boxes and cases available. The cases immediately were sold out. They never had a button to buy. It was just sold out from the moment I started. So I don't know how that worked, but I went to the boxes. I got my 10. I went into my wife's account, bought 10 for her. So we have 20, which is what makes up a case. They were going for $50 a pop, $50 for a box. I did find, after refreshing for like 15 minutes, I found a case popped up. It said, "Oh, you can add to your cart." I added to my cart, and I was going to checkout. Of course, when you go to checkout, it's like, "Oh, it's available. It's available." And then it shows your cart, and oh, it's not available. So I don't like that, by the way. Just a bugaboo. If it's in my cart and it says it's available and I get to the payment section and then all of a sudden it says gone. No, it was in my cart. Don't take it out of my cart. It was there. Do not take it out.
Well, you never purchased anything from Pokemon Center, it sounds like.
Well, I'm sure I'm wrong in so many ways, but it doesn't mean I'm wrong in my own mind, and that's where I live. So
what kind of do you think, like, bots? Do like Topps have like a bot protection?
That's why they do EQLs, which we'll talk about with some other products.
This was not an EQL.
This was not. So that's why
you think the bots ate.
I think they got a little hungry. I think they ate pretty heavily. That being said, when I added that case to my cart, again, this is for 20 boxes. It said it was $600, whereas the individual boxes to make up, a case would be 20 boxes. It was $1,000 because it was $20 or $50 a box. 50 times 20 is $1,000. Why was a case only 600? That's almost never the case. Sense. It never happens like that. It's like, I get why. Oh, well, maybe it was a bulk discount or something. They don't do that. Typically, it's just like 10 times whatever the individual box price is what your case is.
Do you think there's an error on their part, or do you think that the boxes have something maybe a little extra, maybe like a little promo or something that we don't know about?
I don't know. I do know the boxes. There's only like 5 cards in a box, and apparently they are
5 packs in a box.
No,
5 cards.
Let me confirm this. I'm pretty positive that was my understanding.
So you ended up getting 20 boxes.
Well, I hope so. Yeah, I mean that's what the order says,
and not a case.
No, so a case would have been 20 boxes, but yeah. So, anyways, that being said, there's like a little chase in there, so you can get like a card keychain thing in there. I don't know what that. I'm very curious. Like, I feel like the keychain thing is almost like I don't want to say like cheesy, but I don't know if I needed it.
It's a little cheesy.
It's a little cheesy.
That's what they are. They're like keychains, or maybe that's something that they're going to put on their purse, put on their backpacks, put on whatever they're doing right now with the Labubus in general.
So each box includes 4 Chrome base cards and 1 Chrome parallel, plus a collectible keyring case to display your card, just like your Labubu.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So that's why they're doing the little keychain thing to go with. The card goes with your Labubu. You put the card
in the keychain, or you put you put the card in the keychain and you can put it.
Exactly. Yeah. So I
don't hate that.
So that being said, as soon as it was done and I realized, all right, I'm not getting any more. I got a case worth of boxes. I go to eBay. I'm just curious. Are these already listed?
Yeah. And what'd you find out?
They are immediately already listed.
Okay.
They are immediately already selling for about $125 a box.
A box. So they've doubled.
Yes. Yeah. Well, more than doubled. In fact, I think I wouldn't be surprised to see it going up even higher than this.
So you think by tomorrow there'll be like $200 a box?
Well, you know what? Let's see. Because right now it is 4 p.m. So it's 5 hours after
Central
this.
Standard Time.
After I went out and buy it on Monday, the 20th. So Labubu Topps. Let's just see what these are going for.
You said, I say 180 a box.
I would be surprised if it's much more than what it was initially. Let's see. So, what the heck? So someone's selling these by a lot of 6. Someone sold us 6 of them for $850.
Oh baby.
But no, they're going for about 125 still. Some 130.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're holding.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but it is interesting. I have a Labubu because you gave me a Labubu, which I am still very thankful for. My LA Dodgers Labubu, which I can only assume is going up in value right now. I mean, that's one of the better gifts I've gotten from. Actually, all the gifts you keep giving me are going I'm it's pretty amazing.
I'm buying assets.
My McDonald's Pikachu. We'll talk about him soon enough. But anyways, I don't know what to expect, but I thought, hey, $50 a box. I can't lose that much. I mean, I'm already losing. I bought the Dune blasters. I bought like a case of those. There's 40 of them in there. I think I spent like $1,300 on those. I am already underwater on those. I don't think I'm ever moving those babies. Or at least I'm not moving them very quickly. We'll just say that. I think they're going like for $25 a pop. So
sheesh.
A $300 loss. Not the worst I've ever seen.
Let me ask you this question. So you said there was 5 cards in each box?
Yeah.
Just 5 cards.
Yeah. That's not that crazy of a thing because you think about
not packs, but cards.
So when we talked about Dune, were you here? Was that last week or was it? No, that was probably the week before. When we talked about Dune, the original Dune that came out from Topps, that was only 5 cards. And those things went up to $2,000 to $5,000 a box eventually.
Wow.
They became very, very popular. Now, granted, a box I think started out at like $500 a box, I want to say.
That's
so it was definitely a different world, and those were all numbered, and they were numbered very low. Yeah, so they started out by saying there's only 500 of these. This did not come out with anything like that. I'm hoping that this is completely sold out. I'm hoping there's no more. You're not going to see like, oh, also available on the website, also available here.
I would think that maybe Pop Mart has some releases.
Maybe, but that's like saying, Disney World has or Disney.com has some releases of Disney Chrome, and we know like that's not really the case. So I could see it, but I'm not expecting it.
Okay. Do we know of any kind of checklist or anything that's going to be in this product? Because I know that with Labubus that you have whatever I don't know, like the release, there's ones that the chase, you don't know what it is. So that's what you're trying to pull out.
Sure.
I don't know if maybe this is the same thing to where like they're all named something.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, I'm looking for Lemmy or I'm looking for Carl.
Yeah. I can appreciate that. I mean, I don't know as of this point because I haven't seen a checklist, and looking at the about the release section on Topps website, it doesn't say like there's like, 100 card base list or 200 or whatever the case may be. It basically just says cards feature artwork from Labubu creator and artist Kasing Lung. Collectors can chase vibrant chrome parallels, including refractors, 10th anniversary logo borders, and 1-of-1 superfractors, along with ultra rare artist autographs.
Nice.
So
I'm seeing one with the autograph. Is that from the illustrator?
Well, you just said artist autographs. Yeah. That's okay. I do the same thing with mine. You're good. You're in a safe place. I'm not going to berate you. Dang it, Ray! All right. But that being said, that is the newest release from Topps right now. And obviously, this is one of those where it's like, I even hear non-sport guys, questioning some of like, are you buying this? I don't know about this. But at the same time, I bought some, and I do think like, hey, it's worth a chance. I know there's enough collectors of Labubu already, and we're still pretty much on the heels of like the Labubu hype that I could see these being pretty popular.
As we know, we don't know. We're not in the weeds of the Labubu community.
That's very true. Very true. I don't know.
So what did you think with all that being said of, your sports guys saying, why are you buying this? Maybe even you thought to yourself, should I buy this? Should I not buy this? Because you thought like you were just saying, as the 15 minutes of fame of Labubu pass, are people actually going to purchase this, or is this going to be another Dune situation where you're just sitting there with a bunch of boxes that you can't sell on Fanatics?
So I could see it being that. However, at $50 a box.
I mean, now we know. I mean, they sold out within a minute.
Yeah, I know. So being that they're $50 a box, I already knew like, oh, well, either way, it's not a huge loss. It's not, make or break. Knowing how hugely popular it is, not just here, but like in China and other places, very popular. I know that I can probably, at this point, knowing what they're reselling for, I have a lot of confidence, right? Like, I don't think it's just going to drop dramatically overnight. But also finding out it was like the 10th anniversary set, like and I don't think I even really mentioned that. This is the Labubu Chrome 10th anniversary hobby box. I thought this was like something brand new. I didn't really make that connection a while back that this was like, 10 years on. So they've already built some community beyond just what's happened in the last few months. I felt pretty confident, and knowing that this was also a Topps.com only release made me feel even better too. Cause I knew seeing those like cases sold out immediately, I'm like, oh, well then there must not have been that many to begin with. Cause it was a max of one per person. So I knew it wasn't like people just one bot buying up all of them. There must have been enough bots to buy up at least a few. So yeah, that was my answer. My thought.
How will you be selling these?
I don't know. I honestly don't know, because I can't imagine doing a break, maybe like a serial. Maybe I'll do individual boxes. Like at in fact, maybe we can segue into some the Nashville Card Show talk, because you were there. I was there. I talked a little bit about it on SCN, so I don't want to like rehash everything in case you guys already heard it.
Different listeners.
Exactly. It could be. We do have a lot of different listeners. So that being said, I will say, I didn't show up until Saturday afternoon at like 2:00. You were already gone, and you came back. I think you only came back because I asked you to come back.
I took a lunch.
Were you going to come back? Yeah. Oh, okay. So, but I got there like 2:00. The crowd had definitely died down, but it was still a decent amount of people there. I got
they
set
also
up.
had the Tennessee Alabama game going on.
Oh,
a lot of those sports guys. That's the reason why
and that was a sports card show. It was not the non-sports show that they also do. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go down there knowing I'm going to be going at the not the peak time. So I'm going to try and stand out a little bit. That's why I wore the Buzz Lightyear outfit in person. That's not just for live breaking anymore, people. It's also when your boy goes to a card show in his hometown, he wears a little Buzz Lightyear outfit. Definitely not my best, most, I guess, what's the word when you want to look thin?
Thin?
Yeah, or look attractive.
Slimish?
It definitely wasn't my most attractive looking outfit.
Oh,
but
you looked fantastic.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that. I was just saying that's for a compliment. So thank you. That being said,
fishing for a compliment.
It did bring over a lot of kids appreciated it. I was giving like the salute to the kids walking by, and they'd salute back.
The little laser.
I was like, you're gonna be a Star Command or cadet one day. I think I was saying.
You should have brought like little stickers or something.
Oh,
like a little Toy Story.
Well, I had the Hobby Nonsense ones. Thanks to you, I was giving those out. So, anyways, all the SpongeBob stuff that's what mainly everybody wanted.
What did you bring? Because you didn't mention what you brought. You were there, but what did you bring?
So I brought boxes of SpongeBob blasters, and then I did have a couple cases of SpongeBob as well. Then I had the Minecraft. I had the GPK. I had like one individual box of 40th anniversary, and then GPK Green Day. And I want to say I had something. Oh, and then I had the Dune blaster boxes. I ended up giving away a few blaster boxes for people that were like helping out or just kind of buddies with. And I don't know if they ended up hitting anything.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I did. You weren't around at the time. I'm sorry. I do apologize. Actually, I should have given you one. I'll bring you one. How about that? But that being said, everybody wanted SpongeBob. Everybody wanted those blasters, even though they were $80 a pop. I said, in fact, I was like kind of embarrassed asking for $80 for a blaster because I felt bad. But I'm like, all right,
that's the market. Was that
not the market? Well, I mean, they're selling for $100, and I was like,
you were below market. Why were you embarrassed?
Because it's still weird to say $80 for something that was like $30 the other day. Like I don't know. For me,
the market dictates the price.
I agree with you, but I'm just saying for me personally, I would start every conversation when they would ask how much for the blaster. I was like, first off, let me ask you, do you know what they're selling for? Because I don't want to just freak you out by saying a number.
That's when you say, like as a vendor, you say, well, the market is 100, but I am selling them for 80.
Exactly. Well, and that's why I'm asking them that question, because I already have the price written down. I'm like, I'm not going to try and cheat you. I've got the price written down. I'll show you as soon as you answer the question. Do you know what they're going for? And they're like, I don't know. Like, I think there was someone selling it for 85. And I was like, 80 right here. I was the cheapest. I think they said one other person was selling boosters and one other person there was selling actual hobby boxes. The person selling hobby boxes was selling them for like, I think they said $480 or $490.
I didn't see it.
And I never saw it. And then they said the other person that was selling blasters sold them at 85. I think they were already out anyway. But then I was moving it at 80 and 400 for a hobby box. Everybody was pretty happy with that. So pricing was very good. The ultimate issue that came down though was, and I kind of reiterated this story. I sold one box of Minecraft. And it was actually for a listener, and we chatted for a while. In fact, I looked at some of his Star Wars sketch cards. I was looking at buying some of those.
Oh, that's cool.
And he was very nice. He fortunately sent me Venmo payment because I say fortunately, because later, I had my daughter and her little buddy there. They went off to go, they wanted to try and sell cards for me. They were like, we want to make some money too. And I was like, I'll tell you what, this is what I'm asking. $80 for Pokemon, or no, I'm sorry, $80 for the SpongeBob blaster and $100 for the Minecraft hobby box. And that's what I want. If you guys sell it for anything over that, you get to keep it. So they're okay, deal. So they each took a box of each and they went off. Well, it comes, the buddy comes back and he's like, all right, here's $115. I sold the SpongeBob. And I was, oh, awesome. Okay, great, man. Well, yeah, I guess I'll get you the $115. Wow. I was like, wow, dang, these kids. I mean, yeah, here's some more. Go sell some more. He's like, I'm like, where's the Minecraft? He's like, no, that was for both of them. I was like, what? I'm sorry. He's like, yeah, I told the guy, and he said, no, the price was wrong. It's those things go for $35. So he gave me $115. I'm like, so he tells you that it's not supposed to be, so you just accepted that. I was very upset. I tried not to show my anger at him.
This was not your kid.
These are both 11-year-old kids. No, this is my daughter's like best friend.
Okay. But so this is not your kid,
not my kid.
So you can't like be like,
yeah,
hey, listen here.
What are you doing?
Listen here, you little twerp.
So anyways, I'm like, all right, if I ever give you a price again, you do not sell below that price. That's my fault. I did not make that clear to you. If I have told you the price,
this kid's shaking in his boots
unless
right now.
if you want to sell it for less, you come back to me first. All right, you have to check before you sell it. So go back over to him. Go get the money.
Wow. I said go back. And
I said give him back the money, the $35 for the box, and get the box back. Tell him you made a mistake. And I'm like, well, it's a kid. Maybe the guy will be cool with it. So he goes off. And in that time while he's gone, I make the realization that today I found out I was the butthole. We'll just say it like that. I did not grab my hobby boxes of Minecraft. I grabbed all of my mega boxes of Minecraft, which are appropriately sold at around $35. So he was actually like, the guy was right. The kid is still wrong. Even if that's the case, if I tell you the price, don't sell it for under that price. That's the real lesson. However, the guy was right. So I'm like, oh, dang it. Now I got to go find him. So in that meantime, my daughter had come by. I told her the situation and she's like, all right, I'm going to go find him too. He ends up coming back.
Okay.
And he's like, okay.
This is a fantastic story.
So he comes back and he's like, all right, so I got the box back. I'm like, okay, great. So where's the money? He's like, no, I gave him the money and he gave me back the box of Minecraft. So you gave him $115. So now he has all the money. So he has both the SpongeBob money and the Minecraft money. And now I have the $135 valued box. And so I'm like all about to lose it. Thankfully, Chris Campbell, who his name's Whiskey and Wax, he was set up there. He buys into some of the breaks. He's just been a friend of the SCN show for a while too. But he was there with his wife, and his wife is very cool. We were chatting for a while. She's like, I totally understand. I'll man the booth. You go off. You go handle it.
Because you were the only one there.
Yeah, I was the only one there. So I was just like, I'm like, I can't just leave all this stuff here. So she mans the booth for a minute. I'm like, all right, let's go. And as I'm walking over there with him, my daughter's coming back because she knew where he had sold it at. And she's like, this is one of these proud father moments. She's just like, don't worry, Dad, here's the money. I got I gave him my Minecraft box. He gave me back all the money. It's all good now. I told him he's my little brother. He was mistaken because she is like a solid foot taller than him. Not only is she very tall, he's like average for his height, maybe slightly under. And so it's like, she looks like his
a boy.
Yeah,
and he's
exactly.
Not very much mature compared to girls that
exactly. So even though he's like a month older than her, she looks like at least 2 years older probably than him. So she's like, that's my little brother, and he made a mistake. Here's my Minecraft box. I'll take the money and go give it to my dad. So it all got solved. So,
so you never had to go to the booth.
I never ended up getting all the way over there.
Buzz
Lightyear didn't have to go over there and kick some butt, trying to work out the situation with this guy. So
chop action.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna get my laser out. So fun fact: when you bring your kids, there was a whole other. So I feel like my fear is like I'm reiterating the same exact stories that I told. I shouldn't. I'll save the good stories for here next time.
That's right.
I won't waste them all over there. But there was a fun SpongeBob story that happened as well, but it involved a lot of sport cards, so I had to share that one over there. So, but anyways, you had some experience.
Yeah, I mean, dude, guys, if you've never been to the National, if you're a sports card person or if you're just a non-TCG, especially if you're Pokemon, come over to the National. They usually now they have it like 3 times a year.
At least I thought it was quarterly, maybe 4 times.
Something like that. But yeah. And I ended up picking up a Topps Chrome Pikachu Techno Chrome card. I just had to make sure that I
a lot of names in there.
Yeah, I know, right? So if you guys don't know what that is, it's like the Topps Chrome that they released back in like 2000. It was like I think there was like 4 different waves, but Series 1 and Series 2 are the ones that usually people pick up. And you get the Spectra Chrome, which is like 1 in every 2 packs, and then there's like a Sparkle Chrome. There's like 1 in every 10 packs, and then the Technichrome. That's the big one. It's 1 in every 15 packs.
Oh, okay. So not as many of those, obviously.
Correct. And they look freaking amazing. And so I ended up picking up a Pikachu that in an 8, which that's my first ever Technochrome, and they look amazing. So by doing some research, they're really expensive. Like a Charizard Technochrome is like, and a PSA 10 is like 20K.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They're expensive.
Geez.
Technochromes are super expensive. Do your research.
What was the grade on yours?
It's an 8.
So it's an 8. Did you already comp it beforehand, I assume?
Oh, correct. So that's the thing about those cards. There's not a lot of comps out there because they're so old.
Okay.
And collectors keep them.
Okay.
So there's not a lot of comps. Usually like private sales, like at a show or something like that. Shout out to Shoal. I can't remember the name of the person that I bought it, but she's like a PokeTuber and does stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So she has a channel. The sticker was 18 on it.
Oh, wow.
And I ended up paying 11.
Oh, dang.
So,
okay.
So it was literally, I saw the card. We did some negotiation. I said, I'm not feeling too comfortable about it. Let me think about it. I went back to the booth 2 other times.
Oh.
Yeah, like this was like a long negotiation.
Okay.
This wasn't just like this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Because, I've been collecting for a while. I have the majority of the grails that I'm looking for. And that's something that I have never seen it show that really sparked my interest. And
just to be clear, was it Shoal Pokey?
Yes.
Founder.
Look at you. Yeah. Shout out to her. She's from New Jersey. So she drove all the way down to Nashville for the show.
There you go. That's awesome. Okay. Very cool.
So shout out to her. But I did that. And besides that, Jesse.
Yes.
This is what you guys got to understand about going to sports shows.
Yeah.
Or card shows in general. There is so much opportunity for you to make money. It's ridiculous.
I think I know where you're going with this. Yes, I love this. All right. Tell us about it.
Something that you can do is that you can go to a booth or a vendor and say, hey, what are you looking for? Maybe I'll have it or whatever.
Yeah. Just
get to know them. And they're like, oh, I'm looking for this. And then if you see that in another booth and you're like, well, it's the lowest you would take, go back to the booth you were talking about.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I have this card. Would you be willing to purchase it? Yeah, for sure. At this much. And then you can just do that all day long.
You're just going in between booths. Getting the margin in between.
Like finder's fee.
Yeah.
And you're good to go. I mean, you can make $20, $30 every time you do that.
And you actually did this.
I literally did it. I mean, it took me like less than a minute to like make $30.
Dang, dude. That's
like
awesome.
Turn around, buy it, and then turn around and give it to the other guy.
Here's the thing. I think that's like, it's not the worst idea because when you present it as like a finder's fee as opposed to like, oh, I'm going to really take advantage of this guy because he just told me what he's looking for. I'm going to go find it get it for cheaper, sell it, mark it up to him, and do nothing. I mean, $30 is not a ton of money. Like, it's not like a big deal to me, especially when you're doing the work of going and finding it. You just happen to find it pretty fast after he told you. Exactly. But that might not always be the case.
It's not always the case. But again, you can, do your dealing. I mean, that's the world that I come from, right?
But that's the thing. You're like, the kids are going
things all day long.
Like I said, the kids are going around trying to do the exact same stuff. Like, that's what people do at these shows. Like, I think that if it ever gets out of hand where it's like, all right, everybody's just trying to come up here and try and, flip or sell something, like, that would become too much. But that's not the case.
I mean, you could do that.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, and I'm giving you guys some major keys here.
Yeah.
Something that you can do, especially for a card that is worth more raw than it is graded. Mm-hmm. Find a booth that has a card in a 7 or an 8.
Wait. More raw than it is graded. Oh, Correct. If it's like a lower grade.
Correct. Okay, like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Crack it and sell it to a vendor for more of the money. Because the 7 or 8 is going to be it's going to be cheaper than a raw value.
Now I feel like we're on dangerous territory right here. Because I'm not saying like. I mean, what's ridiculous is the fact that a 7 or 8 would be valued at less than the raw. But I mean, that is the case. I mean, they have the chance to look over the card and decide for themselves at that point. Mm-hmm. Buyer beware, I guess. But yeah, that's interesting. All right. Well,
just crack that bad boy and sell it raw.
Or sell it over there. I'm not completely opposed to it, but it does something about it makes me feel like,
why?
Because I feel like it's like taking advantage.
What are you taking advantage of?
I don't know. You're right. Like, I can't really say like it's them seeing the card. I guess it's you knowing.
I bought it for what they're asking for.
I guess it's you knowing that what the card is actually going to grade at and them not knowing. You like, if you were to say like, hey, this card was an 8, like a PSA 8, and but I cracked it as raw. It's like, oh, okay. Well, everybody has all the same information.
I mean, it
right?
can still be a near mint card.
Absolutely.
But like the centering is off a little bit.
The fact that grading is subjective in so many cases does mean it. I think it helps me to feel better about that overall thing, because someone could send it in. Maybe they, cleaned it up, cleaned off some smudges or whatever, and all of a sudden it's a 9 or something. Okay. I could see where there's not as much, I guess, question marks.
I've even done the opposite, to where I've sold a lower graded card to a vendor and say, this is actually worth this much in a 7.
Yeah.
But I'm going to pay you raw value because it's more than the price of the 7. And I will crack it right here and sell it raw in my table.
Oh, like he gets to the base, you get like the whatever it sells for over that.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
So I mean, there's different ways that you can make money. You just got to be a little creative.
You know what? I appreciate your point of view, because this is not something I've ever really talked about or thought about, like as far as different ways of making money other than just buying and selling your cards at the show.
Like, okay, for instance, your SpongeBob boxes, you were selling for $80, right?
Yes.
Let's say I went up to you and no one else had SpongeBob.
Yep.
You were the only one. Mm-hmm. And you were like, it's $80, but then you told me your little story. You were reluctant to sell them for that much.
Yep.
So I know that you feel bad about selling it for $80. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, I'll buy it for $75. And you'll be like, okay. And then I will take the box, sell it to someone that maybe possibly had the SpongeBob and sell it at a higher value.
Yep.
And said, hey, I just have this. I'm looking to get it $90. And they will buy it all day long.
Can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
That happened twice.
Twice?
2 times. 2 times at the show.
Was that the story that you were going to tell?
No, this is different. 2 different times. It was like a mom.
Okay.
And a kid came up, and it was a little kid. And they were like looking at SpongeBob. They want SpongeBob. And they're like, there's no chance you'd do like 75 for it, would you? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm like looking at the kid. I'm like interacting. I'm doing the salute with the kid and I'm like, I want this kid to have it.
You're just soft.
I am a softie, and it's a problem. I'm trying to harden up though. So if you're hearing this now, you missed your window, because it's tough, Jesse, next time.
That's right.
I'm going in there, guns blazing, no discounts. In fact, what did I say the price was? 80? Now it's 100.
Double it.
Yeah, double it. But so yeah, it did definitely happen. However, I was pretty confident that they ripped them. The people that I
so
sold
they did
them to
rip
at
them there.
75.
They didn't sell them. They didn't go like a degenerate like myself and sell it to another vendor. At a higher
exactly,
price.
but 100% they could have, because like I said, I was at that point, I think, the only one selling it, and other people were selling it for more money than that. I don't think they would have had a problem easily selling it at 90, and then probably you could have gotten 100 in some cases too. So yeah.
Did you stay for trade night?
No, I left. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I think I did pretty well. I ended up selling about, I want to say like $6,500 worth of product or so.
Because you sold one of the SpongeBob cases.
Sold some SpongeBob and sold the blasters. I sold a few other boxes, individual things, and yeah. So overall, did pretty well. I am now of the opinion that I am a big fan of SpongeBob, so long as I'm not breaking it. The breaking of it was just hurting me. Like, I just couldn't break it for the right way, because everybody wants one of the big characters, right? So once you sell the big characters, it's kind of harder to sell the smaller spots, especially if you're not like big into the product. You don't know the scenes. You don't know the popular stuff. If you don't know, is Mayonnaise an Instrument is a popular card in there, I can't tell you why you need to spend $20 on that spot in a break or whatever the cost would have been. And people are like, I'll give you like $10. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do anymore. So that being said, that was my experience.
What do you think about the popularity of this product? Did you?
Well, so that's a good segue, because I talked about I'm
full of segues.
You're doing it. So last week I talked about some of the big sales in SpongeBob, and this came up a few times at the show. In fact, that like there's over 25 at that time. There's over 25 public sales of SpongeBob that had sold for over $3,000, $3,000 or more. So 25 sales going for $3,000 or more, with some of them going into the 5 digits range, is very impressive. Since then, I mean, 2 other ones that I wrote down. Mr. Krabs Superfractor sold for $19,000. So, I mean, all right, that's, I think, like one of the top selling ones, maybe the third highest selling public sale.
Have we seen a SpongeBob Superfractor?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. At least not I think the auto maybe, but not the
1 of 1.
The base 1 of 1. Okay. So, but then there was a SpongeBob Patrick auto 1 of 1.
Juntos?
So the both of together, Juntos. Yes, I did it. That 1 of 1 sold for $20,000. So that one just sold since the last podcast for $20,000. This is where I'm really questioning the SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward, because who did I say was on the double? It was Patrick and Squidward. It was Patrick and Squidward. So SpongeBob wasn't even on it. So that one's selling for $20,000, and then you have the one that also includes SpongeBob, only selling for $1,500 more. Whoever bought that for $21,500,
it's a steal.
They got a steal. It's going up. It's going to go much more than that. So those were a couple big sales since then. But other products, let's see, the Mickey Superfractor Reflections from Disney Chrome, that one sold.
I don't like that card.
Oh, really?
He's like he looks high in the.
He's lusting over his wife. I don't like it. The Minnie Mouse.
Are they married? I don't think.
They have the same last name, Mouse. You think they're just animals? That's their last name, bro.
Fair point.
So that card sold in a private sale. This is not like up on Card Ladder or anything. Sold for $70,000.
How do you know this?
Because apparently the guy who pulled the card in a break, there was a active bounty out there for it, and they got the guy in the room, and he came in, and they.
Where was the break?
Somewhere on Whatnot, I believe, and I don't remember the channel's name. The guy who pulled it, though. But anyways,
so the guy was specifically looking for that card.
Yeah, 70,000 was what they reiterated several times.
Freaking insane.
So that one sold over the last few days. Wolverine, the Marvel Mint Wolverine 1 of 1 Superfractor. So from the Marvel product we had back a few months ago, that one just sold for $28,000. This is actually very interesting and kind of crazy to me. So sketches obviously have been very popular, especially in these Disney Marvel products. They've been going for some pretty crazy money. There is a Mickey Mouse sketch that just sold for $10,000. Now, what's interesting about this is it's starting to raise some questions, especially because the guy who posted it, I believe, was the original artist who posted this. And if it wasn't, he's done some others where he was the original artist posting up some sold listings.
The original artist had the sketch card?
No, he just he had a screenshot of the sale and he posted it and he says, wait, how does the artist get paid for this? Ooh. And so the question starts to come up, like these guys are making these sketches in some cases for what, $2 a pop or something? Maybe more, maybe less, but it depends on the sketch. And of course, I'm sure the detail that goes into it, but they definitely aren't getting like 10 grand or anything close to that. So the question starts to come in, how does this affect the sketch market? Because you will probably see some sketch artists starting to push back saying, hey, we want more money. They already got they already got their, what is it called? The cards that they were getting to keep, that they would make, like the ones that Topps didn't use, and they used to send them back to them, let them like resell them or do whatever they wanted. They don't get that anymore. So now it's like, all right, well, not only are we getting less than what we used to get, but now we're seeing our cards sell for more. I think Topps is going to be in a predicament where they may have to end up just starting to pay these guys more, which I think is rightfully so, especially if they're going to sell for that. But if that's the case, then what happens to product prices? Then product prices go up.
Well, what parameters is there for a person that does the sketch for that character? Have they had prior history to drawing that character in any Disney copyrighted?
Oh, like things? From like an actual like
from
a movie or anything like that,
comic book, not children's book or anything like that. Because I know, dude, I can go right now and call up 20 people that I've known from just me going to school for art.
Yeah.
That can draw Mickey Mouse like nothing.
Yes.
So it's like, hey, you want more money? Bye-bye. I got 1,000 more people that can draw Mickey Mouse like crazy.
That is the thing, right? That's what's that's where we'll see kind of the rubber meets the road, as these guys are probably going to ask for more money. And it's like, hey, if you don't pay me, I'm going to walk. And there could be a like
where the good
Topps being like, you know what? Hey, we understand. We see, hey, we'll give you an extra $1 or $2 per sketch or whatever the case. Maybe they'll try and meet a little bit, but I guarantee you what will end up happening is probably more of your scenario where it's like, all right, well, we have a backlog of guys who have been trying to get on board, and we're just going to start using some
and
of them.
They can use that as leverage to get other jobs.
Yeah.
Hey, I was the artist that drew the Mickey Mouse in the Disney Chrome 2025.
Yes.
This is in my portfolio.
I agree. I hope that is the case.
I'm just saying.
I hope that when we had Medina on, one of the sketch artists, and he kind of talked about like how, what goes into this. We'll have to have another sketch artist on soon to talk again, like their experience and how they feel about some of these things. I think that would be cool, maybe for next episode. But that being said, it is one of these where if you're getting, you have sketches selling for 10,000, and it's a picture of, it was a black and white picture, by the way, of Mickey Mouse. So it's not like, some of these are painted. Some of these like have a lot of detail in them. There wasn't a lot of detail, but it was very clean and it popped very well. So I think that's one of the reasons. But that being said, yeah. And the artist name, I have the artist name, but it was a better known artist as well. So that helped as well.
So the known artist.
Yeah.
See, I would love for them to even track down, artists that actually worked on, that actually drew Pocahontas in the Pocahontas animated movie.
Sure. That would be very cool.
That on the sketch, like that holds more value to me than just a rando. And I'm not saying that they're randos, but if it's just a sketch card, and that's probably why, to me, I think sketch cards, I would rather pull a sketch card for myself than let's say like a card number to like 25 or because that holds more value to me.
Well, let me just put this in perspective. I would agree with you. I do like if you could say, hey, the guy who did the sketch on this, he's the one who actually drew it. He's the one who originally drew that character.
He does SpongeBob.
I think that's very cool too. Here's what you would see historically as far as pricing goes. Looking at Stan Lee. So Stan Lee has some sketch cards that were in product.
Okay.
So 1998 Skybox Marvel Silver Edge had some, they called them sketchographs from Stan Lee. The highest selling one back in December 28th, 2022 sold for $8,600. So less than what this one just sold. And it was a Spider-Man profile, and it was signed by Stan Lee as well. And it's so now granted,
Stan Lee did a lot of like
he did. And this was back, what, 3 years ago. And we're in a different market, especially as far as sketches go. I don't know what that would go for today. Maybe it does go for 20 grand or something more.
Did you see that documentary where that
I haven't seen it yet.
You know
the one about Stan Lee and like how he was mistreated. Yeah, I don't. And that's the thing. I've purposely not watched it because I know I'm gonna be upset. And I get in that, like, when I'm in a certain mood, I like save movies or documentaries for certain moods that I'm in. Right? Like, I don't know if I'm in the mood to like either cry and or get really, really angry.
What's the actor, the big guy that passed away? That
from Sopranos?
Guy? No.
Chris Farley, all of them. All the big funny guys have all died.
He was in Home Alone, the Polka King.
John Candy.
There's a documentary about like,
Trust Me, baby, I know. And
did you watch it?
And that's another one where I've purposely not watched that yet because I will. I really want to watch it, but it's like I also don't want to cry right now. And I will probably cry watching the John Candy documentary.
Sorry, I digress. But
no, but that's okay. So those were a few of the bigger sales. I think I got most of them. Oh, I think there was also like another Disney Chrome, the 1-of-1 superfractor for Frozone with Samuel L. Jackson's auto on there.
Where is my super suit?
That one sold for 20 grand as well. They're absolutely crazy. To go along with all of this talk, I will go ahead and do a quick plug. So I've said multiple times that I'm doing my last case of Disney Chrome. It's my last case. I've said it at least 3 times. So, I will say 3 times now because originally I thought I wasn't getting any more product. I was all done. That was my last case. Turns out I was able to order 5 more cases. So then my plan was I did 4 initially. On the second wave, I did 4 more. And then when I found out I was going to get 5 more, I was like, you know what? I'm going to hold 1 back. I'll do 4 again. Okay. And the last one is what we just did this last Friday night. And I was like, this is the last one, guys. $1,000 bounty. Can't wait. We rip it. Maybe the worst Disney case I've done. It was not good. It's not the standard of it. It's not that it was terrible, but it just was not. I think we were missing one of the case hits. No
Tim Allen autograph.
There was no big characters like that hit anything. Like all the characters that hit were like smaller, characters that you got for either free or maybe a few bucks. Cause I like to give away some free characters and things. So anyways, by the end, it's like, all right, I can't save that case. Cause I'm going to save it. Cause this is only going up in value. I'm going to save it for another time where like, value's gone up and it's like really exciting. We haven't broken this in a while. We'll do it then. I was like, no, can't do that.
We're going to do it again.
I'm like, I went ahead and listed. So the last case is now listed. I've got a $1,500 bounty for a super. I'm like, at least I can do that. And I ended up giving away 2 Disney Wonder boxes of cards and I gave some free spots in the next break too to some of the guys who didn't hit anything. So
can you explain to everybody what your bounty is?
I mean,
I know what it is.
I don't know.
Just
do you think do I need to explain it?
I think you need to explain it.
All right. If you think I do, I will.
Because when you say bounty, I'm thinking, okay, if I hit this card, Jess is going to give me this money. Or somebody's going to give me this money.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
like cash?
Well, so it's break credit. So it's like I can't give. I think there's rules.
Just
like
by
I can't
not
give
necessarily
away.
like I'm selling the card to you.
So if somebody, and that's a good question because someone did think that. So I'll clarify.
I'm not going to give you my.
I'm not buying your card
if you're gonna.
I'm not buying your card. If anybody's wondering, the bounties, and this is pretty much all bounties that I'm aware of. If anybody's running a break with a bounty, this is just a bounty where we're going to give you not only your card that you hit, but also the break credit on top of that. So you can then have $1,500 to spend however you want. And I'd be happy
with your break.
Exactly. Well, or breaks, or if you wanted to buy some boxes or a case of something, I don't care how you spend
anything that you're selling within your.
Yeah. And I'll have tons of products and we'll do whatever you want to do. And
so Jesse's bounty.
Yes.
Come over to Jesse when he does a break.
Specifically this Wednesday, the 22nd.
This Wednesday, Jesse will be having a $1,500 bounty.
That's right, baby.
Fanatics Live.
That's right.
What time?
I've got it starting at 5:00 this time. I might get on a little earlier, but 5:00. It's already like almost halfway filled. But a lot of the big spots are
it's a 101. That's the bounty.
Yeah, if you pull a superfractor 101, the first person to do it gets $1,500.
So it's an incentive to come over and purchase some stuff with my boy, Sports Boy.
What up? Thank you, Solar Ray, for clarifying that. I do appreciate you.
I'm trying to plug you, man. I'm trying to get the people to come over.
Well, here's the thing. Speaking of all of this, we didn't even really. I talked about one new release. There was another new release since. Well, at least newly acknowledged. I think a lot of us were wondering if it was going to happen, but now we can confirm. Disney Chrome Sapphire is coming out. There is an EQL for it on Wednesday as well at 1 p.m. Eastern time, 12 Central. So that will be coming out. Then I also got Disney Mint. I got an allocation for that. I'll have Disney Mint products. So that's again, Disney Topps is making another Mint product similar to Marvel. They already released it as an exclusive at the New York Comic-Con. Now we're going to get the product as well. It'll have autographs. I kind of like how they did the autographs in this, where it's like it's got the picture of the person, the actor, with the actual character, the picture of the character, and their auto on there. I do like that version of it. And again, we just acknowledged the Wolverine Marvel Mint just sold for what, $28,000. So it's a popular product. Here's Jesse's bugaboo again.
Shout out to Destiny's Child.
Disney Chrome 2025 came out on September 24th. It is now October 20th. Granted, they're not all out yet, but they will be by the end of the month. We will have had 4 different Disney products in that time period.
Does Sapphire and Mint both come out in October?
So technically, Mint's kind of already out because it was released at New York Comic-Con. People are already buying breaks of it, but it does technically come out on October 31st. I don't have the exact hard date for Sapphire, but I believe it's probably, I'm hoping it's like a week after that. But like, let's just say within 2 months, but probably even less than that, we have 4 different Disney products from Topps.
EQL for it says October 22nd.
Well, that's the EQL. So the actual release, like when does that get shipped? I haven't gotten actually any allocation for it, so I can't give a hard date yet. But we do know typically how that works is it comes out within maybe a week or 2 after that time period. But all that being the case, you're still within less than 2 months and you have 4 different Topps Disney products that are all pretty, well, all except Disney Wonder, of course, but all pretty expensive. Like, especially for like the average collector to go out and buy a box. It's just, it's so much.
Buyer's fatigue.
That's what I'm worried about. As of now, I don't think we're quite there yet because there still seems to be a decent amount of demand. But man, I am just like, I don't know why we have to do it like that. At least it doesn't make complete sense to me. But I don't get paid to think like that, so that's okay.
What is the hierarchy in these products? Like, what's like Chrome, Sapphire, Mint?
Well, Chrome is like flagship, so Disney Chrome's flagship.
Was there ever not like a Chrome product, a Disney non-Chrome product?
No, well,
like,
I mean,
just a regular card stock.
To be fair, Disney product from Topps UK or Topps America. This is the first time. This is the first time we're getting Disney made product in the US. Now, granted, the last 2 years, we had Topps UK making this product, but again, they were already making Disney Chrome over there too. So yeah, this is like the first, and that would probably be the hierarchy. I mean, granted, Sapphire is probably going to sell for more in some instances.
So it's Chrome, Mint, Sapphire?
No, it would probably be more like Chrome, Sapphire. Well, Sapphire, Chrome, Mint, probably. But
really,
well, it's funny because Sapphire is a hit or miss.
That's why I'm wondering.
Sapphire is a hit or miss sometimes. Like Star Wars Sapphire, did not do as well as Chrome did. So Star Wars Chrome Sapphire did not sell as well as Star Wars Chrome did in 2025. However, they didn't have autographs. I don't think they had autographs in it. Actually, maybe they did actually. So I can't exactly explain why it didn't, but I actually personally understand because I've never been as big of a fan of the crystal look on Sapphire, the Sapphire look, I guess is what you would call it. I actually prefer the original Chrome versus the Chrome Sapphire in most of these cases, just a personal feeling. Mm-hmm. However, that is not normally the case when you look at resale value. A lot of that Chrome will sell for higher amounts than the regular. So that's why I can kind of get it. But at the same time, it is weird because sometimes it does sell for more and other times it sells for less. So I guess it just depends on the product itself. All of that being said, our boys over at DC Sports 87 are taking all of that for consignment. And that means
what percentage?
Everything's normal. Everything that you send in, that listener sends in, is just normal consignment fees. So eBay, just know, takes 13%. If your card sells for a few bucks, then they're going to still take out 13% of it. If your card sells for more money, you will end up paying less than 13%. But there are times where the consignment fee is going to be around 13, maybe a few bucks more. However, the deal is you are selling with the largest consignor on eBay. So you are going to get more eyes and therefore more people bidding. And the idea is you get paid out more because the card sold for more than what it would have if you did it. Now, all that being said, if you come into the breaks with Sports Cards Nonsense on Fanatics Live, you are going to be able to consign through us. And when you consign through me, I will send it off overnight, so there's no delay. And in some cases, we have specials, which right now we are still running our last special, which is still on Disney Chrome. It is a 95% payout for all those cards.
95%,
so no big deal. But that being said, DC Sports just came out with an app. All these people are like, I don't know if I'm buying any more Chrome, or, I'm waiting on Star Wars. I've got some other stuff I want to consign. You don't have to wait on breaking with me to send in your cards. Send them in. It's super easy. Set up an account, put your name, your email in a piece of paper, and send your cards off to them. It could not be simpler. They'll list them. You'll get paid out. It's so easy and convenient.
Peasy, ladies and gentlemen.
So that being said, let me see. Huge sales. Oh, Mega Charizard bundles. I just wanted to mention this to you because
Mega Evolution or Mega.
So this is the Mega
Phantasmal Flames.
So this is a Costco release, and
you're talking about the premium collection box.
Yes. So I don't know if did you see this by chance?
That they're gonna hit Costco's.
So they're going to Costco's. They are saying the Mega Charizard EX Ultra Premium Collection coming to Costco. They are going to be making more of this than they did with, say, 151, and they are going to be selling it at $90. I'm just saying this now because I
remember what I paid retail. Like what?
I think it was less than that. I thought it was like those.
I think it was like more than 90.
Oh, was it?
I can't remember. I have to look at my email. I did end up getting one from the Pokemon Center, but I don't remember if it was 90.
Well, they did,
because it's the big one. It's not the ETB, but it's the big one,
the bigger one. So
I can't remember what promo is in there as well.
The stock levels being much higher is my only concern. Is like, hey, do we need to be? Should that be as big of a chase, knowing that you're gonna have even more product out there? I don't know, but at the same time, I wanted to get your opinion on it.
I like it.
Okay, good.
Put the product out there, baby. Well, that doesn't mean that the chases are gonna. They're going to hit, like the pull rates.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that I noticed when I was at the card show, the National, that the Prismatic Evolution Umbreon is now, no pun intended, eclipsed the Moonbreon in value. In a 10.
Really?
Because of the pull rates.
The Prismatic one
is worth more than the Evolving Skies.
The Sunbreon is worth more than the Moonbreon.
Correct.
Really? I like
it's 4K, and I think it's around 4K for the Prismatic. It's around 35 for the Moonbreon.
Interesting. I did not know that. Well, actually, it makes me feel better considering all the Prismatic I've ripped and how little I've found in it. It's like
exactly
you would think.
So the same case could happen with the Phantasmal Flames. Like there's a lot of product out there.
Yeah.
But that Charizard card that we're all searching, the Mega Charizard, Charmeleon, and Charmander card that we all see, that is going to be freaking insane. Yeah. That I wouldn't be surprised that at release it'll be a $2,000 raw card.
Hello, that's not bad.
I'm just saying, even the Japanese ones in a PSA 10, they're going for, I think they're around 2,000 right now for Japanese, which that is insane because Japanese cards never go for that much.
Okay.
But I'm excited. If anything, save your money and just buy the card outright.
Oh, really? Don't even try it?
I mean, that's my policy for everything.
Yeah.
Like if you see a card that you like, just buy it outright.
Sure.
Like there were so many cards at the show that were $5 and less that are still like illustration rares.
Mm-hmm.
That's less than what you would buy a pack.
That's fair.
So just buy the card.
But what if I could buy the pack and pull the $2,000, $4,000 card?
It's called gambling.
Well, I call it entertainment. I'm out there just, I just want to have a little fun with it. That's all I'm doing.
Well, you have some people going into extreme
Some people say
debt.
their entertainment is, causing their families to break up, and I've lost my job now.
There's a clip out there. Who's the guy that always does like the financial advice? They sit down with them and they look at the bank statements, and he's always like super blunt.
The podcaster,
he's always like,
YouTube.
You're spending too much money on Uber Eats.
Yeah, the kid.
It's like you were broke.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name.
I can't remember. I think his name's Caleb. I don't know. I could be completely wrong.
I thought his name was Kyle.
Kyle?
I have no idea.
Maybe his name's Kevin.
I literally just made it up. Kevin McAllister? Is that who we're talking about? All right, so what about it?
Someone was on there, and they were saying it was a wife and husband.
Okay.
And they're in debt from him buying Pokemon cards.
Oh, that's hard to listen to. I hate that. I do hate it.
It's a serious
thing.
I might do like a little reaction short to it so everyone can watch it.
Here's the thing. I do feel for people like that because there are people who have problems, and I absolutely hate it. There is like when you say it's like for Pokemon, like if you told me it was for sports cards, I would almost like I'd feel
why.
I don't know. It's almost like just a funny thing, like that it's a Pokemon card, but it's not. It's not funny. It's very serious.
So you think that if it was for the sports card, you'd be like, oh, well, that makes sense.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying because it's like it's a cartoon character. Like cartoons.
What is that any different than
because they're more silly?
Disney cards are like freaking insane.
And I would say the same. It's not just
or
Pokemon.
Like SpongeBob.
That's if
like when a blaster box is $100.
It would be funnier if it was SpongeBob. It would be.
Oh, dude, I'm just saying.
Sure there's in
people
general,
that went into debt.
A non-sport, like finding out someone went into debt because of non-sport, would just be instinctively, comedically funnier than a baseball player because it is a cartoon. Cartoons are meant to be funny. It's just how comedy works.
Well, it's not
as a comedy genius that I am, I mean, as you remember our superlatives in senior.
Did you get a superlative?
Bro, I got nominated for 3 superlatives. I only got one. They only let you have one.
What were the 3 that you got nominated? Let's break them down.
So did you get nominated for any?
I got nominated for Best Artist. And along to John Bagby.
Freaking Bagby.
That's your girl's friend.
So I got nominated for Most School Spirit, which is I went to one
football game?
No. I think I went to, I don't even know if I went to one. I went to one pep rally, but it was the pep rally where it was like me in the belly shirt. So half my belly is hanging out and I'm wearing like Beach High School colors, which is our rival school. And it was all too tight. And I'm like,
this Friday, by the way.
And I was pretending like to be some bumpkin from Beach High School. And I'm like, oh, we rule. And my butt crack was hanging out. And like even the teachers were dying laughing because they saw I was facing the crowd, but they could see my butt crack behind me. And it was a whole thing. So that because of that one event, nothing has changed. I'm the exact same person wearing Buzz Lightyear instead. But that being the case, they've nominated me for Most School Spirit. I got Best Personality, which I got nominated for Best Personality.
Who won Best Personality?
Well, my wife won it for the girls, which is funny. And that's why I was like, man, that's the one I want. Because it would be me and her in the picture. I was like, yes, let's do this thing.
Yeah.
Freaking Clayton Jones won it, which is like,
I don't even know who that is.
I'm going to tell you, Clayton was a great guy. Not best person.
No,
it's just there wasn't a lot of personality. He was just kind of like he was quiet a little bit.
A nice guy.
Yeah, he was just a nice guy. But
so in the yearbook, there is a picture of your wife and this Clayton Jones
and this Clayton guy. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to pull it up. I'm gonna have to pull the file.
The one I won for was Wittiest.
The Wittiest.
So we didn't have Class Clown. We had Wittiest. So your buddy knows about comedy. All right. So let me tell you, when I say non-sport bankruptcy is funnier than sport card bankruptcy, it's because it is. All right. That's just facts.
That's insane.
All right. That's your show. I don't know. Don't know how we can really. The only other I have one other thing I was going to mention. Well, first off, I did want to say this. The UK is popping off. With
United
cards.
Kingdom?
United Kingdom. Just Europe, other places in the world are popping off with cards.
EU?
I am going over there. I have officially started booking flights. So it's 2 weeks in February, the last 2 weeks of February. I'm going to go there starting off the London Card Show. And then 2 weeks later, I'm going to go to the Dublin Card Show. And then I leave like the day after. So 2 weeks in London, which is going to be or London and Ireland. A lot of time over there, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be very exciting. That being said,
cold in February?
Their weather is much more stable than here. There's not as many big fluctuations in pricing because we are pricing in temperature. When we were there in February, March of this year, it really wasn't that cold.
Okay.
It was like 40s a lot of the time. So
dude, that's so cold.
It's not that cold. No, it wasn't that. It was like 40 to 50.
Almost freezing.
It was 40s and 50s. Right, so it wasn't crazy. But yeah. But that being the case, I wanted to give a shout out. My boys over at Third Down, they've got a lot of irons in the fire right now.
Okay.
One of the things they're doing is something that has been happening here in the US a lot, which is people from outside the States want to buy cards here. But most of these like breaking apps or other places, they have issues with like either you can't buy it, or if you do buy it, you got to pay so much money for having your cards shipped.
Yeah.
It becomes an issue. So you have things like Ship My Cards, which has become popular in the US. Well, they have one. It's called Card Locker. So if you go to thirddown.co.uk, that's the website, they have a thing just called Card Locker where you can go and do the exact same thing. If you want to buy cards in the UK, or I guess you could really buy anything in the UK, but you don't want to pay you want to buy into multiple different breaks and just have it all shipped to one location, then just have one package shipped to you.
One time.
You're going to save a bunch of money. I wanted to give them some promotion. It's not paid. I'm not getting anything for it. This is just simply... I just thought like, hey, you know what? I don't know of anybody else doing it. And I do know there's more and more people getting into what's going on in the UK. So if you want to experience the same kind of thing you get with, Ship My Cards here in the US, well, there you go. Card Locker.
Third Down if you want to pay us for...
I mean, think about it, boys. But anyways, that was the only other, non-card related. Oh, well, it was card related. But the last thing was Heritage Auctions. There was a feature in Forbes 400. It was all about like their non-sport cards. I was Jeremy Allen, who's a friend, and I've seen it like shows for years.
Jeremy
and
Allen.
He runs basically the non-sport side of Heritage Auctions, I believe. Okay. But there was a big write-up about like collectibles in general. It was very cool just to see it in Forbes 400, but it was showing a bunch of non-sport cards. Like I think it was specifically like the Luke Skywalker 1977 or Star Wars rookie for him, and then it has like Curly, one of the Three Stooges, like it's this iconic picture of him, and then there's a garbage pail one, but it's just showing like some sales of these cards, what's hot, what they want to go after, things like that. I just think in general, supporting the non-sport side of things, both non-sport and Pokemon and all the other things that are outside of the world of sports cards, I love it. I thought it was cool promotion. I just wanted to mention, hey, that's out there. I love it that other people that aren't already in our world are going to see more about our world and hopefully come and join us.
Did you ever read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
I know about it. No, I did not.
There is, I read it when I was on the beach.
A little beach reading. Okay, you're a reader on the beach. You read 3 books?
3 books, ladies and gentlemen.
Were they all like nonfiction?
Yes.
Man, see,
I need,
I'm a fiction boy.
I had this conversation with my wife.
Yeah.
I said, when I get back home, there's a little bookstore by Roma's Pizza.
Oh, uh-huh.
And I'm like, I'm going to go in there and just be like, I want to start reading a nonfiction book. And I don't know, I like sci-fi. What would you recommend?
Wait. A nonfiction book that's about sci-fi?
A fiction book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
you're going to go in there and you're going to see.
I'm going to see because
I can give you some suggestions, bro.
Let's do it.
Here's the thing. I don't read as much as I used to, but I listen to books on tape a lot. So I've got a ton of them.
I like to read because I don't want to be on my screen as much.
I'm trying to get better about it.
But anyways, there is in the book, it's a
Hail Mary. Let me just go ahead and tell you. That's your next one.
Hail Mary?
Just trust me. There's about to be a movie about it anyway. So you can watch the movie after you're done. But all right, continue.
So in the book, it talks about, how you can invest your money and do different things, but it does it super well.
Okay.
But in the chapter of the book, he talks about buying assets instead of liabilities and knowing the difference between an asset and a liability and what you put your money into an asset. And he talks about, buying property, buying bonds, buying, stocks and all that. And he also mentions baseball cards.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah.
What was he like pro, like buying that as an asset, not
as
a
an
liability?
asset, and not a liability.
Okay.
So
there you go.
To your point, in that
the Heritage Auction,
article, baseball cards, this is an old book, has now expanded to non-sports.
Yeah, just trading cards things,
overall in general because of the way that they gain value.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with, what was it, last week when the stock market and crypto and all that took a plunge?
Yeah. Cards didn't really take I mean, I'm sure there was probably some effect in some
a little bit of
areas.
a dip, but I mean.
Well, and there's, probably our last topic, Pokemon cards. I'm seeing a lot of stuff about like, oh, Pokemon's coming down some. And Alex made some comments about how he feels like, it's a bubble, it's going to burst. What were your thoughts about this?
I don't think it's going to burst. There's not a bubble. This isn't a bubble.
Okay.
All right. Everyone screams Chicken Little.
Uh-huh.
The sky is falling. The sky is falling. This is the first time in a long time that people turn on their collector's app and they saw not a trajectory of going up.
Yes.
But going a little down. And that's okay because it was never to be that high in the first place.
Okay.
It's not a crash, it's a correction.
Okay.
There is no reason why and don't quote me on the price, but I know it's close to $400, if not $500. A Destin's Rivals booster box should be $500, knowing that it only came out like 2 months ago.
Yes.
There's no reason for that.
Okay. Fair.
If anything, it needs to be around $250, $300.
Okay.
And so that price shouldn't be what it is. And so there should be a little bit of a correction, but it's never going to go down. It's never going to crash.
Okay.
To what everyone starts selling their stuff.
So it's not, you don't view it as like hey, this is a bubble, which would indicate instead of it going down from 500 down to maybe $250, 500 down to $50 or something like that would be a crash.
Or even
$100. Okay. That would be a crash in your mind. So if we saw that's too far.
No,
you don't perceive that to be the case.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And
you said something about the Lugia card that he mentioned.
Yeah, he mentioned a Lugia card, which he made a point to where he didn't understand why the Lugia card that he purchased, which was an Aquapolis Crystal Lugia card that he purchased in the beginning of the year for, I can't remember the price to what it is now.
Yeah.
And a PSA 10, it's like a $20,000 card.
Yeah, I think he bought it for like a few $1,000s, and then.
But was it a 10? I don't know if he said it was a 10 or a raw copy or whatever. I would ask you to call him, but we're on.
We called him on the SCN pod.
Did you really
as well today? So it'd be funny if we called him.
But if you want to call him. But yeah, I'm just curious to know because that is a blue chip card.
Oh, okay.
That is a blue chipper.
Okay,
if you want to invest, if you want to be a big boy in this Pokemon hobby, you collect gold stars, crystals, ponchos, and some other stuff. And so I don't know if he knew that or not, but for you to be, that was the Aquapolis was the last Wizard of the Coast cards that were released before they went into getting printed by the Pokemon company.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
And so for you to be able to pull a crystal card, it was like 1 in every 3 booster boxes.
Oh, okay.
So it's very rare. And this is
a very highly sought after.
It's a very high, and there's only 9 crystal cards total.
He said, so I pulled up the transcript of last week's episode. He said, back when I first started getting into the hobby in 2021, I bought a Acropolis Lugia, just raw from somebody up in Michigan for $800.
So raw.
Yep. So he said, he had gotten it graded with like HGA or something, which is a company that doesn't even exist anymore. So it was an HGA 9. You think it was like realistically a PSA 8.
Still an 8 would be amazing.
Yeah. So he said a PSA 10 for sale of 2025 was $14,000. He said,
I think that's low. In a 10?
Yeah, he said, that was like at the first sale of 2025.
Oh, gotcha.
He said last night, Acropolis Lugia PSA 10, one just sold for last night.
What was the
$36,000?
$36,000.
$36,000. Went from 14 to 36,000. So you're saying you don't view that as a bubble, though?
No, not for that card. That's a bad example.
Okay, so but it's because it is being viewed as like essentially a blue chip for the big time Pokemon investors.
For the people
you go after those cards.
For the people that are seriously Pokemon collectors.
Yeah.
You go after crystal cards.
Okay.
There's only 9.
So you're saying it was not a great example on his part, and therefore
And he also made a point that it was like an old card.
Yeah, well, 2021, I think, is when he bought it.
Like it's an old card, like it was released back in whenever.
Oh yes, yeah, he did.
So
make that, yeah.
that's when the cards are like good.
Okay,
you know.
Yeah.
So the point that he needs to make, and I'm not picking on Alex. I love Alex, clever Cuban. You need like a modern card.
Okay.
For like no reason why it should be that expensive.
And that would be more indicative of
like a bubble.
Okay. But I mean, couldn't we say that about most of the cards that are selling for multiple thousands of dollars right now?
Pick one.
Umbreon.
Like on which one?
Moonbreon.
The Moonbreon?
Sure. Sumbreon.
The Sumbreon?
The ones we just talked about. I mean, they're selling for multiple thousands of dollars.
I mean, it's just
like I'm just saying, like if it were
$3,000 card.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
so I'm just saying,
Skies came out like how long ago?
But if we saw that come down in value, you would view that as a crash if it came down significantly.
It won't though.
Okay. So you are adamant that it will not. If it did,
not those cards. That's also a bad example because that was that's like one of the chases of the Sword and Shield era. Well, I'm talking about like
you give me one then. Give me one because I want to know what you would perceive if we saw this happen. What you would perceive if you would perceive
like
it
if there's a crash going on.
Yeah.
Well, a bubble. I'm talking about like if there's a bubble.
Yes.
So like for instance, let's say, oh man, you're putting me on the spot. Let's say like, I mean, a good example when there was a bubble, like back in 2021, 2022, you look at the Darkness Ablaze VMAX Charizard, like that was crazy.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
And then now if you look at it, you can buy in a PSA 10 for like $200. Wow. But like back then it was probably like $1,000 PSA 10.
But that's not a bubble in your mind. That's just that individual card just got pumped and it wasn't like it was like a pump and dump type of scheme or something like that? Or
not
what?
Necessarily. It was just like it was a sign of the times. But we think that it's a bubble where it's a sign of the times where everyone's buying into something. I just don't think it's a bubble. It's just a correction. And I know I'm not making my case clear enough. And
that's okay.
I'm trying to like think, but I've been in this hobby long enough knowing that it's not a bubble.
I don't think that the overall Pokemon market is a bubble. I don't think it's like in general, but I do think that we are experiencing right now some pretty crazy pricing with a lot of cards that we can't always explain why they're going up, right? Like there's
like what?
Well, let's say all like some of the cards that we could explain, but it doesn't really make sense of why it's gone up maybe as much as it has. So let's say
we're talking about like market manipulation cards, like
like how about that Trump the Trump hair Pokemon?
Yeah, that's why. Like the gumshoes.
Yes. So
it's a meme card.
It's a meme card that goes up in value and comes back down. I guess I'm just trying to figure out then what defines you know what? We've kind of beaten this subject to death. And I feel like I wonder if
well, not necessarily, but
I just want to know what defines a bubble in your mind then. Like what would it need to look like?
A bubble is when there's things that don't hold value get bumped up. When people are buying trick or treat packs, Pokemon packs,
okay,
and they're reselling those things thinking that there's money in them, that's a bubble.
So, but
that's when
I feel like some people would say that about some of these cards that have
when you're grading junk cards,
yeah,
like they did back in like 2020 and 2021, like normal V's and VMAXing,
yeah,
thinking that they're gonna make money, that's a bubble.
Why is that any different than right now? People doing it with cards that, like the 151 cards, like in that, you know, say the Charizard in that one. Why is that one so
chase.
high?
It's harder to pull.
I know, but I mean, like some of these, I mean, we could probably make the case of some of these other SIRs that go for $2 or $3. They're harder to pull, and then all of a sudden
not an SIR, but
another illustration rare or something like that.
Yeah, illustration.
I think it's a conversation that there needs to be more research done into it, and we need to talk more about it because I would like to know what would constitute it in your mind, because I do hold your opinion of it as someone who's
I get your point.
Not only done a lot, made a lot of money, but you also have a lot of cards that are high value, and you seem to have good picks as far as what cards will hold value over time. So it's like, I know you know much more about it than I do. I'm just trying to figure out what scenario would constitute that happening, because to me, as someone who's more of a novice, I see cards where it's like, you're like, oh yeah, last week you could buy that card for $2 and now it's $100 or $200. And to me, that sounds like bubble making material all day long.
Well, that's market manipulation.
Sure.
That's a little different.
And there will be one-offs of that all the time. Yeah. But I guess the bigger issue would be, okay, well, could we say that maybe that's just happening all over right now to a lot of cards that are going for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars?
A good Pokemoner, lack of a better term, that likes to buy and invest and stuff like that, you'll talk to a vendor. The vendor never likes to buy current sets like ultra modern.
Yeah.
Because the market is still not.
Yeah, it's not set. Yeah.
Settled. So, I mean, that would be my advice. But I get what you're saying about, like, things are a little weird, especially when you see a lot of the sports card shops now getting into the Pokemon and not knowing what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
When Pokemon, if the market corrects to a point to where they're not making money like they used to, they're going to be gone. They're not going to carry Pokemon anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And we know, like, the community as a whole, they're not going to these. The Pokemon community that really collects the Pokemon that they like, they're not going into Shep's Card and buying Pokemon cards.
Where do they go and buy them?
They're going they're going into card shops that curate to that community that will be there once the quote unquote money is not there.
Really? They wouldn't go and buy it just anywhere that they could get it. They're going to go to one that they feel. I guess that would be the case in some cases where you have people who are like, oh, I'm not going to go shop at, Walmart. I'm going to go shop at like my local, mart or,
Correct.
The Gammons here.
Like when the correction happens and these sports card shops quit carrying Pokemon, they're like, why will I shop at, and that's why I want to have Shep on this podcast, because I want to, like, there's shops right now. Like, I went to Evolve Card Shop before I left for vacation. Every drop that they've done for a new release, they sell it at retail.
That is cool.
At retail.
Yeah.
So you buy one thing at a time, and if there's more, you just keep getting in line and buying at retail. You know how much that's gonna, like, help them over time?
Well, I mean, it's gonna cause them to lose out on a lot of money right now, but it's buying loyalty with their customers.
Then they get you into the door, and then the Pokemon people that want to buy other stuff while they're there. And I'm just saying, like,
I agree with
that's one of Ray's bugaboos.
Buying, people overpricing products.
When you can't tell me 10 different Pokemon and you sell Pokemon shops, or Pokemon in your shop, you shouldn't carry it. If I can't tell you,
I get it, because if
I can't tell you, if I own a Pokemon store and started carrying sports cards,
sure,
and I couldn't name you 6 baseball players, what am I doing?
And you're making an argument that I've heard Mike make on the SCN pod so many times about going into an LCS and hearing, like, the guy know nothing about a product or maybe nothing even about a sport. It's like, why would you go back in there? It's a valid argument, I would say.
It's like, I'm not going back in there. I'm not.
I think sometimes it's just a convenience factor, the same as Walmart. Like, sometimes it's like, I'd rather buy and support my local, grocery store, but the Walmart's closer to me and I can go grab it real quick, and maybe it's just more convenient. And so that is the case. I would still continue to make for people who sell things that they may not be experts at, but I also a lot of times know that I know what I'm getting into going in, right? Like, I know I'm not going to get the exact, ideal situation of I can ask this guy anything about this and he'll give me the right answers. But also, if I know a lot about it already, I don't really need him to do that anyway. I just need him to have what I'm looking for. So
I want to have a conversation.
Okay. All right.
I want to have a conversation. Like, what are you looking for?
We'll get Shep in here and we'll let you guys discuss. Because I think he'd be interested. All right. Well, there you go. Show.
Sorry, guys. I got on a little bit of a tangent.
I appreciate the passion. I'm not going to lie to you. I do appreciate that you cared that much about it. I think at this rate, I do want to try. We're still trying to do someone in the Lego world.
Come on,
I
Lego people.
I had a Lego guy. Turns out he couldn't do it for the time and dates that we record. I need to have a Lego guy who knows a lot about just collecting, resale, flipping, all of that stuff. I would love to have someone on there. But I've already had a few guys who do sketch work reach out wanting to come on the pod already. So that shouldn't be too hard. I do want to have someone on to talk about, how they're feeling about these changes in the market, and what that looks like for them in the future. But if you guys have any other ideas, again, we are always open. I love getting suggestions from you, the listeners, because I feel like you guys know even more than I do on different subjects. I feel like I have a wide breadth of information on different topics, but I don't know as deep as you guys do. So anything that you guys know a lot about, if you feel like you'd be the expert or you know an expert, let me know. Hit me up in some DMs and we'll see about maybe having you on in the future. All that being said, we do appreciate you guys supporting the podcast in whatever way you do it, whether you're listening and you leave a nice review. If you're over on YouTube, you subscribe, like, all that stuff helps us tremendously. So we appreciate you. In fact, there's some people who are reaching out to maybe want to do more with the podcast as well. So
come on,
it's pretty cool that to see this pod continue to grow as it has. And we know that's all thanks to you, the listeners. So, and the watchers.
The watchers.
So thank you guys very much. We will see you guys on the next episode and be safe. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.